Good morning, y'all, and Happy New Year. We are making collards this morning. I wanted to show you this huge bunch of collards I've got here. This is just one. I've got 3 of them. Went and bought them yesterday. They're nice and fresh. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut this rubber band off of them. And then I'm going to cut all this bottom stuff off of here, because that's not anything we're going to be eating, but the chickens will love it. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut each leaf off like this and just throw it over here in the sink. I've already cleaned my sink really good, and I'm just going to be putting them over in here, and then we'll strip down each leaf as we clean them. And this is the way we'll be stripping them. Just, you see this big huge thing here? I'm going to be just ripping them off like this. I'm just throwing that in the sink, and this goes in the chicken pile. So I'm going to do that for all 3 bunches, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I got 3 huge bunches. Actually, there was 2 bunches in each big bunch, so 6 small bunches all together. I wanted to show you, this is what is going to the chickens. This is all that's left off of one of the bunches. And I also wanted to show you that when I was going through, like if the outside leaves looked terrible like this, and bruised and, you know, maybe a little dirty, or it looks like bugs might have gotten the edge of it, that just goes over in the compost pile as well. So anyhow, I've got a huge sink full now. Let me see if I turn this down where you can see. I got a huge sink full here of collards. So what I'm going to do is just brush them around in this water, because sometimes if they're grown down in maybe down in a sandy area like in South Georgia, there'll be some sand on the outer leaves, so you want that to wash off, rinse off, and sink to the bottom of your sink here. So what I'll do is I'll do these a few times, then pick them up and just put them over here in this big bowl. You don't have to have a big bowl because there's a lot of them. But, and then I'll empty the water out of the sink, rinse it out, and then put them back in and do it. I'll do that 2 or 3 times until I'm satisfied that I've got any sand or mud that might have been on them off. And anyhow, then I'll get back with you. Okay, y'all, I'm back, and I'm about to put about a cup of chicken broth in this pressure cooker. And then I'm just going to start piling the collards in here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on so it'll be heating up, and that way the collards will shrink as they get hot. So I want you to see, I wound up with 2 big bowls of them, but believe it or not, they should all fit in this big pressure cooker that I have. So I'm going to start putting them in there, and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Okay, I've got them all in here, and now I'm just pushing them down, because as the ones on the bottom heat up, they'll shrink. Whoops, I'm dropping some here. They'll shrink, and then these will be able to just squish out right on down. So you just have to keep mashing them until the ones on the bottom get wilted enough for these to fit in, which you can see it's going right on down. Because this is only going to make maybe a half a pot of cooked collards when they're done. So just like spinach, I don't know if you've ever cooked spinach, but man, it shrinks down to nothing. I think you may have a big pot of it and wind up with a little cup. Okay, so now I'm going to add a few things to this. First, I'm going to sprinkle a little salt over it. And this will steam all down in there. And some pepper. And then I like to add a spoonful of sugar in my vegetables. So let me get a spoonful of sugar. Here. Just helps take any bitterness out. And then I'll add some, I like to add the hot sauce. Hold on one second, let me get it. Hold on a minute. Okay, it's called Frank's Red Hot. And I just like to put a few squirts of that all around on here. And then I also have my ham from yesterday. Grab that, hold on a minute. Sorry about that, y'all. I should have had this ready. This is the ham pieces that I cut off yesterday when I was doing my black-eyed peas, and I've got a few pieces for the collards. So, and by the way, the ham is in the oven right now, warming up, and then I'll put a glaze on it. So this is ready now for me to put the top on. There you go, tops on it, and it's going to cook until these rings come up. When the rings come up and it shows 2 white rings, then I'll let it cook for about maybe 4 or 5 minutes, then turn it off and just let it cool down on its own, and then they'll be just about ready. See y'all in a little bit. Okay, y'all, the collards are done. This is still hot, but you can see the little rings have gone down. You can't see the white rings anymore, so it's safe to open it. So I'm going to open it up. You always open it away from you so that steam goes the other way. You don't want that hot steam getting on you. So now what I'm going to do, I'll show you down in here. See, it only made not quite half a pan. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chop them up, because we don't want to be eating any really big pieces. So, you know, you wouldn't want to eat a big old piece like that. So I'm going to pull them, you know, a bunch at a time out of here like this. Put it over in this skillet. Turn this down so you can see. And then I'll just take a knife and just slice through them like that and cut them into bite-sized pieces. I know this is making a squeaky noise for y'all, but it's just what it does. Then I'll just go back across the other way like this, so that we get some nice bite-sized pieces. So anyhow, this will give you an idea. This is a little bite-sized piece right here, which I'm about to bite, and I'll tell you how good it is. So here we go. That's good, y'all. Happy New Year.